Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Broken Brand. And today I want to share with you 12 games that are absolutely free on GOG and exclusive, for the most part, to GOG.com. Now, a majority of these are going to be from their GOG preservation program, as you can see right here on the screen. They're trying to preserve games that don't get lost to time. They're trying to put them back on PC and port them. And also, when I say exclusive to GOG, yes, I know there's ROM sites and other sites out there that can do some of these games, and probably have some or all of these games. But I've not delved deep into that world in a very long time. So I'm going to keep it simple for anybody that's wanting to just get a few free games. Now, these are not what I would call, these are not AAA games. But some of these are games that you may remember, may not have heard of, but they're all free. You can purchase, quote unquote, you can buy them for free, put them in your GOG library, and have them forever. Never going to lose them. They're yours forever. 12 games, and we're going to go through them, and we're just going to kind of get started. So I will mention let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of these have exceptions to being exclusive, but they're minor exceptions, and we'll go over them once we get to those games. But for the majority, most of these, for the full game, for all the bells and whistles that are available, are here on GOG.com. And I've been slowly building my library on GOG through getting exclusives and through freebies and things like that. So I've been building my library. So let's get started. First off, what we got here showing up is Akalabeth World of Doom. Now, you're like, that's an interesting picture. This is definitely throwback to the early days of gaming, where the cover art looks amazing and looks nothing like the game. Anybody that grew up with NES or gaming on Apple IIe, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, Akalabeth World of Doom is essentially the game, I guess you'd call it the prequel, the starter game that launched the Ultimate game Empire. This is the game. And this is a very old game. Older than me, which is, there's not a whole lot of computer games that you can still get your hand on that are older than me, but hey, this is one of them. And it is an RPG that was made back in 78. I don't remember if I recall. 79. I was close. Man, it's off by a year. Okay. And Richard Garriott is the one who created it. And this is just an RPG. It's line-based. This is how computer games started. And you look at literally, this is where we started, and look at where we are now. And this is in a time span of 50 years. And you're like, that's a long time. But yeah, going from lines on a screen, lines and text on a screen, to completely 3D graphic open world scenarios like Tears of the Kingdom or Fortnite or anything like that. Just, it's crazy how much progress is made in the technology, because you're like, well, it's wonderful. But getting back to it, this is, before most of the games prior to this were literally text-based games, prompt, answer, prompt, answer, prompt, answer, purely text. And so this is probably one of the first actual graphical video games that was created. And it's one of those ones, you're like, are you going to have a fun time with it? Maybe. Are you going to love this game? Not likely. You're not going to love it. Because this is almost a 60-year-old game at this point. I mean, come on. Well, 50. It's almost 50 years old. And yeah, it's not going to be great, but it's fun to play to see where things started and get to it. And plus, this is what they consider the starting point for the Ultima games. And so you kind of want to get your hands on it and just play it. So, I mean, just looking at some of these screenshots, you have your command, go forward, go down, turn left. And this is literally, it is hard to look at. Giant rat. I mean, this is one of those ones, it from that time period, it wouldn't have been hard for you to play, but going from today to this is going to be a mental shift on how you play this game, because it requires a majority of the game all up here. So basically this is kind of like a D&D game, and with some lines to help you piece everything through. And I mean, this is just, wow. I mean, this is what we had. I mean, this predates me, which is so cool, but you can get it free right now on GOG. Like I said, this is made in 1979. So 45 years old, 46 years old. Yeah, we are getting close to that. So you can get it, download it, keep it forever. It's yours. Next one, we're just going to continue on with the Ultima games that you can get through GOG. And Ultima 4 is one of those. Now, this is one of those exceptions. Ultima 4 Quest of the Avatar is available on EA. But it's not, it doesn't have, from what I'm told, it doesn't have 100% of the content that this one does. But that missing content is what some people have read on Reddit is negligible and not even noticeable unless you know to look for it. So yes, Ultima 4 is available on EA, but it's the only place you can get a copy of this. But you have to pay for it on EA. Here, it's free. And sure enough, by the time I say this and upload this, watch, it'll be free just to make me look silly. So, but anyways, we're going up. I mean, so this would be the fifth iteration, I believe. Maybe more than that. There have been some Ultima spinoffs that weren't complete games, but Ultima spinoffs. So we're looking, and so now we've gone from, we saw the lines, just the lines. So now we've got some color. We've got some. It's more fleshed out. We're looking more like NES now, somewhere between Atari and NES. Yeah, I'd say more Atari than original Atari than NES based on graphics. Yeah, so it's just another continuation. It's a continuation of the Ultima story, the Ultimate Saga, and it is just a continuation of this RPG. And so you get more graphics, and so you're butting into this, and it's just pretty cool. I think a lot of people might enjoy this one more than Calibeth, and that's okay, because this is more feels like you're playing a retrogram. That other one just feels like you don't know what you're doing, but you got to play it just because it's one of the, you got to play it. You got to play these games because you got to examine where we started from. And I'm a big fan of this. And so I'm just scrolling through. And so, yeah. All right, that's what I thought. That was the last one. And this one came out in when? Did it say when this came out? 85 was the original one. So, I mean, 6 years later. That's rough. But that's a huge jump. But don't worry, we have some more Ultima games for free on GOG. And we've got Ultima World of Adventure 2 Martian Dreams. And like I said, the world of Ultima is something I've never really delved deep into, but it is vast and it goes from everywhere, literally from medieval to the space frontier. And it's crazy. And when was this one made? This one was 91. So this is kind of one of the, not a mainline Ultima game. This is kind of one of their tangents in the world, and so it's cool. But I mean, look at it. You've got more. This is kind of what really and truly, this was more about where I started gaming. It would be 91, 92 on the PC. I did play NES a bit before this, but this is what I remember playing. This stylized look, and it's just, oops, my bad. So it's more of the same overlay. It's an RPG. You're on Mars, and you got to do the whole Martian RPG thing, and it's pretty cool because not too much after this, we're gonna start getting Spacecraft, Warcraft, Command and Conquer, and these games are gonna be following this, and it's gonna be a jump from this game to those. But this is definitely one that influenced those games. So you kind of want to just have fun with this. And these are just incredible to see how old these games are and that you can still get them and they can be part of your library. It's just cool. I mean, plus anything that has Tesla in it, it always gets a plus, Got to give props to Nikola. Mad genius. So, all right. These are just cool screenshots. But I mean, it's a cool space RPG, and we're talking. So this one's only about 40 years old. So we've got one more Ultima game, and that is Worlds of Ultima: The Savage Empire. Forgot. So now we're going back in time because the Ultima franchise is just crazy diverse. And this one came out in 90. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, this came out the year before. I thought I put them in chronological order. I guess I messed up. That's okay. But the spin-offs are just that. The tangents are that. They keep with the same stuff, just different settings. So, it's cool. So now we're going back in time to the Savage Empire, and the graphics are pretty cool for 90s computer gaming. I mean, keep in mind this is when Wolfenstein and the original Doom came out. Actually, I think this predates both of those. Maybe not the original Doom, maybe. Or maybe not Wolf. But, this is about that time. But these were RPGs. These weren't first-person shooters. So these are definitely kind of cool games to get your hands on and get going. And definitely just, yeah. And you got to look at some of these. And it's just some of these graphics. At first, you're kind of like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. It's also really hilarious. But it's just one of those you're like, yeah. Just, I mean, going back and watching some of these and playing some of these games, it fills me with nostalgia. But it's also kind of like just so cool that even though we can get games from decades ago, fully produced, fully intact and playable today on today's systems. Because I've got some games that, man, are sitting in a box back there that, man, I'm trying to figure out how to load them, and they're not even AAA games. Like, no one would ever have heard of the studios that made these things. But if I could get them to work on Windows 11 or 10, I'd do it. So yeah. So don't get me wrong. Old games are pretty cool. Now, were any of those other ones just the Ultima? Yeah. It's just that Ultima 4 is the one. So next one on the list is Betrayer. Now, Betrayer was on Steam for a while, and it's been delisted from Steam, and I don't know why. Can't tell you. Don't have a clue. But it is an interesting game. So let's just take a look at the trailer, because this is a action adventure horror, kind of Roman meets zombies, I believe, if I remember correctly. So this is not part of the GOG program, the preservation program, but it is an interesting one. So let's take a look. Oh, this is New World, sorry. So it's a horror game based on, them coming to the new world, and a lot of it is you know, you got possession, you got zombies, you got the dead rising. It's a really cool take on survival horror, I think. And when did this 2014. So it's not an old game. Let's say it's not that old. 2014 does seem like a long time ago, but it really wasn't in the scheme of what we've been talking about. This is like a decade-old game versus we've been talking about 5-decade games, So Betrayer is just kind of, just some of these screenshots are pretty cool. 2014 was an interesting time. And it was definitely during a time I wasn't gaming at all. And it definitely just seems like, for the time, the quality of this game looks really good. And I think the added kind of, hate to say it, but the Schindler's List. I don't know why I can't say that name. Schindler's List. I don't know if I had problems saying that. But you've got the black and white look, and you got the red to make certain things stand out. Like the evil, the bad, the possessed, and things like that are going to be up in red. So that's probably where they got the idea from. And maybe not, I don't know, but that's what it makes me think of. And so, of course, I'm going to be like, yeah, let's check it out. And this is just one of those, I don't know I haven't played it, but I have it in my library now. And I think this is definitely one I'm going to try to play during October and stream, because it's spooky season. So you got to play spooky games during spooky season. So hopefully sometime in the next few weeks, I'll get started on Betrayer. And so you guys can have a first person look at it and see how bad I am at gaming and how good this game probably is for a 2014 game. So let's move on to the next one. And that is Dink Smallwood. Now this one does have a mobile version. And it's kind of like this. Here it's rated 4.2. The mobile version is not that good rated. But it's one of those. It is if I remember correct, is this the right one I'm thinking of? Yeah. So if you've played that's right. This one, if you've played like the Monkey Island series, which I love, I absolutely adore. I had fun with it. I've gone through the first one. I went through the first one years ago when it came out in the mid 90s. And I've just played it a couple of years ago. Started the second one, got distracted. I'm going to have to start over because I don't even remember where I'm at. But Dink Smallwood is kind of that same kind of take. It wants to be this irreverent comedy on the genre of RPGs. And it's really just kind of like, how to put it? It's more like it is a comedy RPG. So basically, I believe you start as a pig farmer, and you get thrust into the world of becoming a knight. And so it's just kind of this goofy, funny, and that's how Secret of Monkey Island was, and that was just, it was so much fun at that time. And the Secret of Monkey Island games are just hilarious. And there's several of them. And I absolutely love it. So you learn magic, you learn weapons. It's an RPG. I don't think there's a video. I was thinking there was a video with this one, but I don't think, no, there isn't. Okay. There isn't a video with this one. When did this one come out? 97. So yeah, that puts it right about the time as the original Secret of Monkey Island came out. That would have been around the same time. So it's just an irreverent comedy on the genre, and it's just funny. It's good. There is a mobile version, like I said. This is one of those exceptions, but if you're like me, well, if you're getting old like me, I do have a game running on my Fire tablet here, but yeah, I went from wearing glasses while needing them to wearing them most of the time now. So yeah, I'm not going to be playing mobile games when I've got a couple of nice screens sitting right in front of me. Just not going to do it. So let's move on to another. The next two is a pair. What I call this is the same series, the Lords of Midnight series. It's 2 games, and there are mobile versions of this one and Doom Dark's Revenge, which is the next one we're going to look at. See right here, Doom Dark's Revenge. And like I said, these are both free. And I don't remember when this one came. This is, okay, 2013. No. 84. Let's say, that can't be right. That's when they preserved it, 2013. It came out in 84. It's like, no. This is much older. So let's just take a look at the video and see what we're looking at. Lords of Midnight. Keep in mind, this is an old game. This is not quite as old as me, but it's getting there. 82. Jeez, they've definitely updated the graphics a bit, but kept it looking like the original 1982 version. And look how big that map is. And let's be honest, most of these games are very old, but this is a slight graphical remake, an updated version of it. And you can tell by the ad that they did it a long time ago because it actually said BlackBerry in there. And it said Kindle Fire, which was weird because the Kindle Fire was not that. Man, that's confusing. Because I thought BlackBerry disappeared by the time Kindle Fire came in. Interesting. Maybe. Are people still using BlackBerries? That's just crazy. I remember I was working at a place and literally that was the BlackBerries were the bane of part of my job was because to make email work properly took so much work to make it work on a BlackBerry on the server level. It was absolutely insane when finally I convinced the last person to switch from BlackBerry to iPhone. It was one of the happiest days of my life. I was like, yay, I just cut 6 hours of work out of my life every week. Oh, so happy BlackBerry went the way of the dodo. It was, but the fact that people would try to play games on BlackBerry, that really just blows my mind. So this is the first of the 2 games, and the second is Doom Dark's Revenge. And I don't think this one has a video. It doesn't. But it is still the same kind of graphical remake of the first one, Lords of Midnight. And this is just the first, considered one of the first epic games, as the trailer said. And I've never played either one of these. But like I said, I'm an RPG junkie. I mean, ever since I started gaming, it's like I bought all these games and I've collected a lot of free games from websites and stuff. And still, I'm going back to RPGs over and over and over again. RPGs and puzzle games. That's just, I enjoy them so much and it just makes me happy. So even an old game like this, I'm just going to be head over heels for. And just the graphical update, just so it looks more in tune with today, but still feels like the original. Top-notch work, people. Top-notch work. Whoever was in charge of that, 100% agree with. It's great. You just upgraded it. You made it look a little bit better, but kept everything essentially the same. And no problem with that whatsoever. So we better power through before this video takes forever. And let's get on. Lore of the Temptress 1992. This is an exclusive to GOG. It's been in a couple other places and it's been delisted and relisted on a couple stores, even on Steam and Epic. It's been there, it's gone away. It's been there, it's gone away. And by the time I was rechecking everything today to see, yep, sure enough, I couldn't find it either one. And I'm looking, but this is kind of the same vein, what was this, early 90s, I believe, 92. So yeah, early 90s. And it is going to be something similar to Secret of Monkey Island. And it's going to be a kind of a point and click adventure game. And this one's going to be this one is not an irreverent version. This one is actually kind of a more serious point and click adventure game. And these are just fun. And if some people are like, oh, point and click. Yeah. I was like, you don't understand. Some of these things are hilarious. Like they're just really well written and they are just fun to play. And you'll find yourself laughing. It may not be the most cinematic thing, but you're going to laugh your head off. And even the serious ones, you're just going to be like, you're going to get drawn in by the story because the storytelling is really well, because they realized that the biggest hindrance to them was the graphics at that time. They knew what they wanted to make, but they just knew they couldn't make it look like they wanted to. They made it the best they could and poured so much into the story. So like Lore of the Temptress, good point and click adventure game. I think I do recall playing this at a friend's house. I remember, and I won't say who or when, but yeah, because this legitimately was the cover art and on the box, and he kept that box hidden so his mom didn't find it. I mean, we were young kids, so I mean, when you're in elementary school, you don't want your mom or dad finding a picture of a computer game with this on the box cover. You just don't. So I absolutely played a little bit of this, but just enough to remember it. I remember the box art cover more than I remember this game. So absolutely, this is just a good, well done, well written RPG that it's fun to get back into. Now the next one, like I said, this is going to be one of those examples that's a little different, and that's because it exists, but this is a little different, and that is Postal Classic and Uncut. This is the original Postal game. This is with all the original stuff. Now you can get Postal on Steam and Epic, but it doesn't have everything this version does. And this is literally like all the stuff that just, you know, some people are like, oh, well, this is one of those games that was banned. It's been banned a lot of places. Because why? Because this is, after the term going postal was coined, I think some game developers like just went, it was a studio behind this. I can't remember. Running with Scissors. That's right. And I think they just went, heck yeah, we're going to make a game. And it is, there's no trailer. Because I think anytime they put the trailer up on YouTube, I think they take it down. Probably. Which is not because of the content, just because of the name. But yeah, basically, this is like literally pure unadulterated violence. And you're like, oh, well, this is terrible. You shouldn't be. I was like, it's a game. I mean, come on. It's a game. And so, yes, but basically that's what it is. You go postal and you kind of dole out your revenge across the city. And it is something else. And it was banned for a long time. And it's still, even just the topic of, see, that's what's crazy. Just because it's called Postal, it gets a lot of pushback. If it was called something else, there'd be probably no pushback on it whatsoever, because there's way worse games out there. Way worse games. Way worse games. I've seen them. Oh, they're crazy. But Postal, the original, the classic version, and uncut, nothing's been taken out of it. It's all been preserved as best as GOG could. Kept all the updated content that was released to like website subscribers, like mods and stuff that were given just to those people back in like the early 2000s. And so yeah, it was this version only exists on GOG. So that's an exception, but it's kind of not. But like I said, I think is 4 out yet? I've got 2. I don't know if 4's out yet. I was going to click on it just because we're here. Oh yeah, 4 is out. Okay, 4 is out. Now, next one's called Teen Agent, and this one is a bit different from every other game on here. Only because this seems to be the only place I've ever really found information on it. Like, it's not part of the preservation program, but you can't buy it anywhere else. And it's free. But it is a classic early 90s point and click adventure mystery. And I mean, it looks, yeah, like just like you think early 90s point and click games, and nothing wrong with them. And honestly, this is one of those, if you're into the adventure mystery stuff, I think you will enjoy it. But I don't think it's for everybody. I'll be straight up. I did load it once. I got about 20, 30 minutes into it and I got bored. But that could have been me. I promised to give this thing a fair shake. I just wanted to see if it would run and play, and sure enough, it did. But yeah, this has got a lot of different things. It's a point and click, but says it should take 3 hours to complete, which means, man, I was almost a third of the way through. Shouldn't have given up so fast. But it's not rated great, but it is definitely interesting, and it's for free. So why not add it to your catalog for something? Be like, I'm tired of everything. Let's pull this game out that I haven't played. And the last one on our list is, I'm going to say Tyrian 2000. And it is part of the preservation program. And this is just your classic, shooter kind of, there we go. Kind of like your Galactica, and all those games like that, your flying shooters. And it's pretty cool. Why did I put this on this list? Well, because I was hoping to get 10, but I ended up with 12. Because sorting through all these games takes a bit. So, this just takes me back to the old days of arcades. I mean, this is truly an arcade game. And some people love these. And yeah, the difficulty on this is not easy mode for sure. Yeah. It's not an easy game to complete. But the plus side is you don't have to dump about $20 into it at the arcade to make good progress. You can do it at home for free. So I love these kind of shooters. I don't think I've ever actually completed one like this, with the exception of maybe Star Fox, but that's a little different. But I mean, this type of game, I don't think I've actually ever completed one, but I do enjoy playing them just because they're fun as all get out. Just because it's just simple mechanics and flying around in a spaceship, blowing stuff up. 100%, it's free. And this is just fun. It has different types of enemies, if I remember correctly. Like, you got enemies that like bosses like this, and you'll be shooting, and it'll split and go into two parts, and you can either try to defeat both sides or go right through the middle and get around them. It's fun. It really is. If you like the arcade shooters, this is a fun one to do, fun one to have. And I really didn't want to make this video this long, but I just kept talking and talking and talking. So here it is. But we are at the end of these 12 games that are 100% free, mostly exclusive to GOG.com. And I will bring you more, but I'll bring in another video some more free games that you can get from GOG.com. And you're like, well, we can go look ourselves. Well, I want to put this out there because I did a lot of the work. Because a lot of the stuff that you have to sort through when you're looking for free stuff is things that are free for a short amount of time. And the things that say demo, that means it's not the whole game. Prologue, that means it's just like the first part of the game. If that. That's basically the setup of the game. And there's a lot of other ones that are, and they sound like, oh, this is a full game. But if you look into it or you actually play it, you realize, oh, this is just a portion of the game. I want to bring to you, these are full games, 100% free on GOG.com that you can add to your library, have them forever, never lose them. Even if GOG took them off, you can still download the install files, keep them on your computer, and you're good to go. The thing is, I'm just trying to make things a little bit easy for some of us that, we're trying to game on a budget, right? So, like I said, these are the ones I want to do, the exclusive ones that you can get that you're not going to get anywhere else, or not going to get with the exceptions, the quality and the full range of the entire game at your fingertips. So I will be back with more. I'll be going through GOG. I'll be doing another one for GOG. I'll also be going through Epic. I'll be going through Steam. And trust me, you want somebody kind of guiding you through the free games at Steam. Whew. That's crazy. That is complete crazy land there. So, Tell me what you want. Tell me what you see more of. I will be making more videos. And I am so happy that you're here and we're talking again. I will see you in the next one. Oh, and before I forget, go over to X or Twitter and follow me on Twitter, brokenberean. And I've been giving away Steam keys because one of my weird little things is I like buying random Steam key boxes from different sites and seeing what games I get and what I don't. You know, get them really cheap. I can get some really cool games. I got some really crap games. But all my extra keys, I'm just giving away on Twitter. So go over there. And we'll just have some fun. And I'll be doing a lot of spooky games for October. So please join me then. So until next time, my friends, as always, I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.